Hello, 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 good evening and welcome. So today is a full moon and the full moon has gone into Sagittarius. So please excuse my background, but I've been sat at my table this afternoon or this evening and I just wanted to share with you just like literally several things that I do on a full moon and how it doesn't have to be complicated or complex. And honestly, for me, having learned about the full moon sort of like 18 months ago now, I've just found that it creates space and it helps to let go of anything that basically no longer serves you, that you don't need to hold on to. So I've just lit an incense stick on my table, and then I literally have my paper, yeah? So you don't want to write, you don't want to do your full moon stuff in a notebook. So just get a blank piece of A4, and what you're going to do, or if you would like to do, I invite you to do, is you basically write down anyone that you want to forgive, yeah? So the first time you do this, right, it might be a bit long because you want to go all the way back to being a kid. So basically from your very first memory, think about anyone who annoyed you. Maybe you were bullied at school, maybe it was a parent, maybe a teacher, do you know what I mean? Anyone who ever really annoyed you and that you're still holding on to that stuff. So then what you want to do with this paper is you just start writing and say, okay, so I would like to forgive Mr. Smith, yeah, who picked on me every history lesson, yeah, for example. Or more recently, maybe there was a bus driver who drove through a puddle and splashed you. So I want to forgive the bus driver who drove through a puddle and splashed me. So do you get the idea? So what you want to do is you want to write down anyone who's ever irked you. I love that word, irk. Anyone who's ever irked you. Anyone who's ever annoyed you. And you just start writing, yeah? You might also want to think about forgiving yourself, because we are probably the worst people to beat ourselves up. So write down the reasons why you want to forgive yourself. Maybe you have, like I said, maybe you haven't been looking after yourself properly. Maybe you haven't been taking time to eat properly. Whatever it is, write it all down. Any habits that you want to let go of, write that down. So basically what you want to do is you're just going to keep writing about either people you want to forgive from the past, about yourself, about any habits, anything that's really just annoying you, yeah? You just want to like let go and forgive, okay? And then can't speak now. Still can't say it. I'm like, once you have done that, once you've done that, then what you want to do is you take your paper outside and you burn it, yeah? And that's it. And then once you've burnt it, basically you're saying to the universe, right, I am ready to let go of all this crap, basically, that no longer serves me. Of any stuff, yeah, that's just sitting. And writing it down, I always feel like writing it down anyway, it gets it off your chest a bit. So if there's anyone that you feel maybe anger towards, or not jealousy, I don't want to say the word. But if there's anyone that's just like annoyed you and you think, you know what, I'm holding on to all this resentment, that's a good word, resentment or bitterness or whatever it is, write it down, yeah? And then, like I said, once you write it all down, then go outside and burn it, okay? So that is the most simplistic full moon ritual you can do. And once you do that emptying, if you like, of stuff, then what happens is then you create space for the better and the gooder stuff. Gooder's not a word, but do you know what I mean? To come in, yeah? So this is a really important thing to do every full moon. And I said, like I did a bit of a live video earlier on my energy healing page, and I was saying, I'm not an astrologer, but I do recognize that the full moon goes into different star signs or sun signs, and then that has an impact on you as well. So depending on, I'll just give you this bit of information just to share, but depending on what your star sign is or your rising sign, will then depend where the full moon is at. So for example, the full moon's going into Sagittarius. So contradictory. The full moon is going into Sagittarius, today. It's gone into Sagittarius, which depending on what your star sign is or what your rising sign is, will then impact you potentially differently to like your next door neighbor, for example, or your best friend. So I was just saying to a client earlier on that I got my full moons mixed up. I thought the full moon was going into Gemini, but that's because the new moon went into Gemini at the beginning of the month. So when I was reading up about the full moon in Gemini for myself, it was saying, oh, it's all to do with health and work. And I thought, oh, that's good. I can handle that. It seems like quite a simple couple of weeks coming up. And then when I realized, and I thought, oh no, I've got the wrong full moon, I checked with my Sagittarius, and because my rising sign is Capricorn, and it said the full moon is going into your 12th house, which basically means there's like turbulent stuff coming up for you. I was just like, oh my days, seriously? I was hoping for like a nice calm couple of weeks, do you know what I mean? And everything's going to go well and nicely. But I've been feeling a bit unsettled anyway the last couple of days, and sort of not grumpy, but just sort of not me, do you know what I mean? And so when I read this about the 12th house, I was like, oh, now I understand. So the full moon ritual, like I said, or the full moon writing your forgiveness list and everything else, is a great way for you to let go of anything that no longer serves you. Yeah, it creates space. And then if you want to delve into it more, by all means, go and check out where your star sign is or your rising sign, depending on what time you were born, and then see where it's at for you, in which house, etc. It all gets a little bit complicated. And like I said, by no means am I an astrologer. So if you said to me, oh, well, I'm this, Lindsay, so what does this mean? I could look it up in the book for you, but I wouldn't be able to tell you just off the cuff. But for me, I know that doing this full moon thing once a month just really, really helps me to have that space within myself to then bring in the new moon wishes that you make in 2 weeks and create. Hello, Anna, how are you? Sorry, I haven't been saying hello. I've just been on one. And to help, it works. So please, if you're watching this and you haven't tried it before, just get a pen and paper out, switch your Netflix off, just for like an hour or even half an hour, and start writing. Just let it out. Who do you want to forgive? Who has annoyed you? Who has irked you? Who's ever made you feel angry? Who's ever made you feel little? Who's ever made you feel small? Who's ever made you feel anything that isn't you? Get rid of it, because getting rid of it, honestly, it just allows for the more special and nice stuff to come in. Okay, so if you're watching this and this is your first time you've ever done it, then please let me know how it goes. I'll have it. Oh, yeah. Yes, Anna. So Anna's a fellow moon. I can't say a fellow moonie. Can I say that, Anna? Oh, my days. Sometimes words come out of my mouth and then I'm like, no, Lindsay, take it back. Anyway, so Anna also does moon rituals, and yes, they are very, very important. I'm not going to call you a moonie again. Sorry, Anna. That's so funny. I mean, you have to laugh, don't you? Because it raises the vibration. So laughter and sense of humor raises the vibration. So, sorry, Anna. And that's it, basically. So if you have watched this and you have done your moon ritual, then please let us know, how it's gone, or let us know if this is something that you do anyway. No, really. Ah, dear me, so funny. Anyway, take care, everyone, and good luck with your full moon rituals. And yeah, I'll be back again in a couple of weeks for the new moon stuff. And in the interim, I'm sure I will share stuff anyway. I've got some amazing, amazing news for you, but I can't tell you until tomorrow. And so, yeah, in terms of manifesting. So, Anna, I don't know if this has happened with you, but I'll just briefly touch on this. The moon stuff and the moon work, or moony work, that we do has amazing, massive knock-on effects for the law of attraction and manifesting. I don't know if you found that, Anna, but it's as if, like, at the minute, it's like one thing's happening, then another, then another, then another. And it's like, I feel like I'm on this sort of like a hamster wheel, do you know what I mean? Where I'm like, right, these are all the things that I'd really like to come into my life. And this thing's happening, then this thing's happening, then this thing's happening. So this is part of the like exciting news that I have to share tomorrow, which, oh my God, honestly, like, you know, when something happens and you can't really believe that's happening. Yeah, also it's happening with you as well, Anna. Honestly. And until, thanks for all the hearts. How cool is that? Until you start letting go of the stuff, like I said, hiya, Mandy. You'll have to go back and watch this from the start, Mandy, later on, okay? Just to see, like, everything that you're doing and how to do the full moon ritual. But, like, yeah, so you start doing it, and because you're like, it's as if, right, okay, this is my analogy there. Imagine if you're walking along the road with a massive backpack on, right, full of stuff that you're carrying since you're a kid, yeah? And basically what this backpack is doing is it's slowing you down, yeah? So you're walking very slowly to your destination. Anyway, so as you walk along with this backpack, yeah, you realize it's a full moon. So you think, right, I'm going to sit down with this backpack on and I'm just going to start writing about people I want to forgive and stuff I want to let go of. And when you stand up, it's like as if two big boxes, for example, have been taken out of your backpack. So your weight feels a little bit lighter. So you carry on, the new moon comes, you sit down again, you make your wishes. Your backpack stays the same weight, yeah? Carry on walking. Maybe one of your wishes was to find a birch tree, for example. So I don't know if you know, you can like, apparently there's tools you can buy which you stick in a tree and you can get the tree water out. So for example, you know, you're really thirsty and you're thinking, I would love to find a birch tree to drink the tree water and etc. Yeah, you already have one of these tools in your backpack, by the way. So your new moon wishes, one of your new moon wishes is that, and you come across a birch tree and you're like, oh my God, I asked for a birch tree. Here's the birch tree. I've already got the tools, so I'm going to get the tree water. So you sit down, you drink the tree water, carry on. Full moon again, right? I'm going to forgive this, 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 and this. So you forgive more stuff and you let it go. And your weight basically halves, yeah? So you start walking a bit quicker and you're like, oh, you feel a bit more energetic. I'm loving this analogy, by the way. I've never thought about this before. Anyway, you're feeling a bit more energetic, you're feeling lighter, and it's like, oh my God, this is cool. Right, so next new moon, the birch tree thing worked. So this time I'm going to ask for X, Y, and Z, yeah? As well as, so if you ask for 10 things, but 3 things you really, really want. Say, for example, you know, you haven't eaten an apple in 6 months because you've been walking. So you get an apple. Then you ask for, I don't know, you want to see elk in the wild. Yeah. Then you want to see a sunset, for example. These 2 things, yeah. So carry on walking and you're loads a bit lighter, yeah. You've asked for these 3 things. You carry on walking. All of a sudden you see an apple tree. Up the apple tree there's a, oh no, it wasn't. In my head, I'm thinking squirrel. You see the apple tree, you get an apple, yeah? And then you walk a little bit more, you see an elk. That's 2 things off your new moon list. And you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is working. Can't remember what the 3rd thing was I just said, but you get the 3rd thing as well, yeah? And so then 3 things on your 10 wishes have come true, which makes you feel lighter again. Sit down, final and 3rd full moon, right? You sit down, you're like, right, I've forgiven everyone from school. I've forgiven my parents. I've forgiven my friends. I've forgiven. Who else am I meant to forgive? Yeah. So you start writing and you start thinking about you and you start forgiving yourself for, I don't know, beating yourself up, for being cruel to yourself, for saying nasty things, for, I don't know, for developing a habit, for having an addiction. Whatever the thing is, you start to forgive yourself. You forgive, oh, that was it, the sunset. You see a sunset. You forgive nature for not providing you with water every 2 minutes. You forgive, I don't know what, do you know what I mean? Just an example. And as you do this final forgiveness, your bag's empty. So now you're walking along with an empty rucksack and you're like, oh my God, I feel so light. I can do anything, do you know what I mean? You can start like walking a bit differently. You know, you can jump in the air. You can do car wheels, you can do somersaults, whatever it is you want to do. And the next time your new moon thing comes along, again, you've got these 10 wishes, you make your 10 wishes, and again, more of them come true. And the reason that they happen is because you have felt lighter. You feel less burdened. You feel as if there is less stuff holding you back from achieving what you want to do. I have no idea where that came from, but oh my God, that was cool, wasn't it? I like that analogy. I'm so going to use that again. So think of it like that you have all this stuff in your backpack. You do a full moon stuff, it gets rid of the stuff in your backpack. Okay? So if you're watching this and you haven't done it, please go and do it. That's it. Happy full moon in Sagittarius, everyone. I'm loving the creativity. Anyway, I will see you all again soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.